Radio Veritas Asia conducts training workshops on online content production in Myanmar. Radio Veritas Asia conducts training workshops on online content production in Myanmar. The Radio Veritas Asia conducted a 2-week-long training workshop on online content production in Yangon from September 1 to 14. The training aims at upgrading the skills of the program producers of RVA language services. As many as 17 participants from Myanmar-based languages are taking part in the training. Father George Platotam, the Executive Secretary of FABC Office of Social Communication, Father Bernard Dashitang, RVA Program Director, and Father Paulinos Miatkang, National Director of the Office of Social Communication, led the workshop. Thanking all, Auxiliary Bishop John So Yo-han of Yangon stated that RVA is endowed with the task of communicating the gospel of Jesus, and its staff are carriers of Christ's message.
Pope Francis in Kazakhstan on a 3-day visit. Pope Francis in Kazakhstan on a 3-day visit. Pope Francis's 38th apostolic journey abroad took him to Nur Sultan, the capital of Kazakhstan, for a 3-day visit from September 13 to 15. He went to the Central Asian nation mainly to attend the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions. Addressing the Congress, Pope said, "Peace is urgently needed, and all of God's believers are on the front lines to promote peaceful coexistence." On the second day, Pope Francis presided over the Mass at the Expo grounds in Nur Sultan and invited the Christians to learn love, not hatred, compassion, not indifference, forgiveness, not vengeance. He also urged the Kazakhstan clergy to be active, inspired, and living icons with their witness. Catholics make up around 1% of Kazakhstan's population of 19 million.
Asian bishops gathered in Bangkok to celebrate 50 years of FABC. Asian bishops gathered in Bangkok to celebrate 50 years of FABC. 17 cardinals, 200 bishops, and other delegates from 29 Asian countries have gathered in Bangkok to celebrate 50 years of the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conferences. The General Conference started on October 12 and will go until October 30 at the 141 Pastoral Training Center, Bangkok. In his video message to the General Conference, Pope Francis said, "The Church in Asia is called to be more authentically the Church of the poor, the Church of the young, and the Church in dialogue with fellow Asians of the other denominations." The fundamental question is, what is the Spirit saying to the churches in Asia? And that is what you must answer, the Pope said. In his inaugural address, Cardinal Charles Poe, President of FABC, described the General Conference as Asia's moment in the Church's history. Cardinal Oswald Garcia, Archbishop of Bombay and convener of FABC 50, said the General Conference would serve in reaffirming, renewing, and revitalizing the Church in Asia. Cardinal Francis Xavier, Archbishop of Bangkok and Thailand's Minister of Culture, Itofol, welcomed all the delegates to the Kingdom of Smiles. The inaugural function was made colorful with cultural programs and multimedia presentation on the history of Christianity in Thailand.
Their children and family residing in their community. Both masses held at the Supachara.
Funeral Mass for the victims of the Indonesian football tragedy. Funeral Mass for the victims of the Indonesian football tragedy. The Cathedral Parish of Malang Raya Diocese held a special funeral mass to pray for the Kanjuruhan Stadium football disaster victims in Malang, Indonesia on October 18. Father Yusuf Dimas Kaisario, the Youth Commission head of the Diocese of Malang Raya, said that the Church cares for the victims of this terrible disaster. We all unite to pray for our brothers and sisters who have perished, as well as those who are still unwell and their families, said the priest. Several hundred people, including Catholic funeral mass for the victims of the Indonesian football tragedy, youth, the relatives of the dead, and the clinical team of Arema Malang, known as Aremania, attended the mass. The riots at Kanjuruhan Stadium on October 1 killed at least 134 people, including 33 children, and wounded 180 persons.
Asian Church to hold Continental Assembly on Synodality in February. Asian Church to hold Continental Assembly on Synodality in February. The Asian Continental Assembly for the Synod on Synodality is scheduled to be held at Ban Pu Wan Pastoral Training Center, Bangkok, Thailand, from February 24 to 26, 2023. The Bangkok Assembly will be attended by some 110 bishops, priests, and religious and lay leaders from 17 conferences and 2 synods of bishops of Asia, as well as officials from the Synod Secretariat, Rome. The 3-day Continental study will be based on the document For the Continental Stage, Enlarge the Space of Your Tent, released in October by the Synod Secretariat in Rome. As per the directives of the General Secretariat for the Synod, each continent is expected to submit a 20-page report before March 31, 2023. Father William J. LaRousse, the Assistant Secretary General of the Federation of Asian Bishops Conference, said that the FABC General Conference last October was a launchpad to lead the Church and Asia into the second phase.